Hi, I'm Jay, and today I'm going to show you how to replace the front side marker light on your 2007 to 2011 Toyota Camry. This may extend beyond 2011. I'm just not exactly familiar with the models, but if the assembly where the bulb is located, and you may not even know that you have it, if the assembly looks similar, then chances are the procedure is going to be the same. Now, a lot of people think that you're just going to open the hood up and reach in there in the corner and you'll be able to grab it and replace it. Unfortunately, that's not the case. It's a bit more involved than that. Now, I had my trepidations about doing this also, but I had to get in there, so I figured I'd take you along. This side marker light is on the side of the turn signal. If you put your headlights on, take a look at the side of the car in the front, and you'll see a little light there. It's a type 194 automotive bulb. Very, very common. Now, I'm going to be replacing mine with an LED bulb, but the procedure is the same whether you're using LED or a standard incandescent. Let me take you along and show you how it goes. So here's the car I'm going to be installing these bulbs in. This is a 2007 Toyota Camry. Now, a lot of people think, well, it's right here, so I'll just open the hood, stick my hand in. Nope, you can't. You have to go through the wheel well. But it's really not that difficult. First, turn your steering wheel to the opposite side of the car. So this is the driver's side, and imagine that you're sitting in the driver's seat. Here in the US, we would then turn the wheel to the right. You want the front of the tire leaving you the most space in the wheel well, so we're going to turn it all the way right. So turn the wheel like that. Obviously, if you were working on the other side of the car, turn the wheel all the way the other way. Again, this car is a bit difficult, so you are going to need a flat blade screwdriver. You can actually get away without it. A pair of pliers or two might be handy. Again, you may not even need any of these to get in there. Let me show you what you're up against. First thing is this little plastic connector piece. It should have the groove in it straight up and down, vertical like that. If it's not, it's actually installed incorrectly. You're going to turn it 90 degrees, just like that. And now, just get in there. You can use the screwdriver if you need, and you're going to go ahead and just wiggle and pull, and it comes out. Notice the two little teeth on it here. You don't want to break that, and there's also a couple of clips there. That's why you turn it first so it comes out. You have to install it differently, but we'll get to that when we're ready to reinstall. There's another plastic clip that you need to remove. It's about 2 inches back from where the fender meets the bumper, and that's what it looks like there. Get a flat blade screwdriver in the center of that, around that ring, pop the middle out, and then the button will pop out. The next thing you need to do is peel back the wheel well liner. That's this plastic piece in here. It's thin plastic. It's not going to break on you. It's very flexible stuff. But you got to just sort of get in here with your fingers and just sort of get behind it and grab it. I almost got it here. And you can sort of peel it out. Okay, push it out of there, out of that clip, and pull it back like this, and there you go. So that's going to give you access for you to get your hand up in there to replace the bulb. Now, with an endoscope stuck in there, you can see there's a connector on the right with 3 wires. That is not the one. You want the one on the left on the driver's side of the car with only the 2 wires. As you can already tell, there's not much you're going to be able to see here, but you just have to reach up in there and feel for it. Now again, there's 2 bulbs right next to each other, and they both face front. You can feel the wires coming out of the connector. One connector has 2 wires, the other has 3. In this case, we're using the one with the 2 wires. So you have to grab that. You're going to turn it counterclockwise. So think of a 2-liter soda bottle, lay it on its side, and go to unscrew the cap, which way you turn it. That's the way you're going to turn this, counterclockwise, and it turns about 45 degrees or so. May not be easy to grab, and it may take a little futzing with it, but you will get it eventually. There we are. I just got it out. After you do that, you pull out, and it comes out, and it's up in here. Let me see if I can show you. So there it is there. Grab that bulb and the socket with your other hand, and just wiggle and pull, and it'll come out. Now, sometimes it's not going to want to go. It'll be stuck in there real good because it's been in there for years. And you're going to have to try, and you may need to get some sort of rubberized thing or put on a pair of rubber gloves. Might help you get a better grip. Sometimes you're going to have to take a pair of pliers and try to grab it carefully, and sometimes, yes, the glass is going to break, and then you're going to be in there with a little tiny screwdriver digging it out. I'm just trying to give you all the pitfalls that can happen. In most cases, you'll be able to take these out. These usually come right out. Now, here's something else I want to point out. If you look carefully at this bulb, you can see it sort of has like a yellowish something or other on it. This is actually an amber bulb, but this bulb is original to this car from 2007, and the amber just isn't there anymore. It wore off. So essentially it's a white bulb. Now I'm putting an LED bulb in here, and instead of it being the incandescent kind of like warm white color, it's going to be a cool white color, because that's what I have on hand. Now, they do sell LED bulbs that are amber in color, and that is the one that you want to actually use, but it's not the ones I have on hand. So I'm going to use what I have on hand, and we're going to end up with sort of a yellow spot over there, which is still, I think, amber enough for it to be a front marker light or anything like that. It'll be a lot brighter than this old thing was. So let's go ahead and put it in. So there it is there. You line up the way it's supposed to go and pop it in. Now let's test it before we put it back. And there it is. You can see it on there. Let's go ahead and put that in now. Exactly the same as before, just in reverse. Now I want to keep this as real as possible, so I'm going to show you by putting this in real time. Obviously I can't really get a camera up in there too well and hold it while I'm trying to put the bulb in, but all you're going to do is take that, turn it around, and use your index finger to feel where the hole is. You look on the outside at the light and you'll get an idea. Then you're going to go ahead and stick that back into that hole, which is right here. So let me get that lined up. There it is. Start turning it counterclockwise. When you do that, as you push toward the front of the vehicle, you'll feel it pop into place. And once you have that, you're going to give it a turn clockwise to lock it in. And it turns about not even 45 degrees or so. There it is, locked in, and we're all set. So now let's go ahead and see if that works in there, and I'll show you what it looks like. Now I know the sun is beating down on it, but that's what it looks like there. It's sort of a yellowish, but as far as I'm concerned, that's still amber enough. Again, if you can get an amber one and you have that on hand, or you want to buy it, go right ahead. It'll look even better than this, but I kind of like the contrast that it provides. Okay, now it's time to put the fender well back in. Like I said, it's real flexible plastic, so you can bend this and that. It's going to go back. The idea here is to tuck it in behind the fender, behind the bumper. Pay special attention over here where this thing is. There's a hole there. Now, it might be ripped out. If it is, just make it look good enough. If it's still intact like this one is, there is a notch in the back of this. If you look in there, there's a little notch, and you shove it in there, and then you can get it to seat when you put the connector back in. So here we go. Take that, just bend it, push, bend on the inside, anything you have to do to get it back in place behind the fender so it's tucked in. And over here, you're going to push in little more, get it in that slot, something like that. Push this in. Okay, and then you gotta pop back anything that you popped out before, like that. Get everything seated. Okay, and when you do that, you should be able to get this connector back in. So now we're going to take that. It goes in with the two little ears vertically because that's the only way it fits. So you push that in, and now you're going to have to wiggle with it and play with the plastic liner. And then once you get it, it'll push straight home. And make sure again that that is straight up and down, because that prevents it from being pulled out, and that's what holds it in. So it has to be straight up and down when it's locked in position. Now we're going to go and put this clip back in. Now mine is a bit broken, but you pull the button out, and you see I only got like 2 clips left. There's a hole in the liner here and a hole in the back of the fender. You get that in there and shove the button home. And that's it. All back together, straighten out your wheel, and you're back on the road. Say, if this video helped you out, make sure you click the like and subscribe buttons. There's also that big thanks button there. If you could click that, I'd really appreciate that. It helps me out and helps the channel out greatly. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down below. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.